Welcome to Venusian Soul Tarot. Today I'm back with a timeless pick a card reading and it's going to be how are you leveling up? So I want you to cast your gaze over the cards and ask your higher self which card has a message for you. We have group number 1, group 2, group 3 and group 4. If you need to pause the video to meditate further, please do so. But for those of you who are ready, let's get started. Okay, group 1. So if you have been feeling stuck or stagnant, I feel like that's what is changing. There's almost this energy of you're starting to move or you're starting to see very clearly where to go next, the next path you want to take. I also feel for some of you, you may have an offer or opportunity that's coming in for you that may start small, but I see you building a lot of financial wealth or there's a lot of abundance linked to this opportunity. This could be in the form of a business offer. You could be starting a new business, career, project, learning more as well around developing financial security, right? Whether this be like investing or I just see you going from, Spirit is saying, don't underestimate how much growth you can have with this opportunity or career path or endeavor, because it's almost like it may start small or at first you may not recognize how much abundance is linked to this, but it's going to grow into this King of Pentacles, into a lot of steady abundance for your future. There's definite longevity here in regards to your financial sector. But some of you may have felt like you were in your head or you've gone through a period of kind of rest and contemplation with Four of Swords. Some of you could have been meditating or just really engaged in introspection. And there's something shifting here in your material world, or you're ready to walk and move along a new path, especially with the Devil and the Two of Wands. Some of you as well could have been struggling with certain fears, like limiting beliefs or different fears you had about yourself, about, I keep hearing financial security, right? Your abundance, but that's changing as well. I feel you've had to free yourself from a lot of energies that didn't serve you with the Devil and the Two of Wands that could have been causing, I just heard leaky energy, like your energy was being leached from you, or something was plaguing your mind, which was causing an energetic drain for you. And it's almost like now you have this clarity of, okay, I know what's right for me and where I want to go. For some of you with this 1111 card, there could be a download, because with that smoky quartz crystal, I kept hearing crystal clear. Something is crystal clear, or you're seeing things more clearly than you ever have. And that's part of how you're leveling up, but it definitely is going to be leveling up your career and your finances. I keep getting messages around you building, for some of you, like long-term wealth, because I'm getting like investment. This could be even be like retiring comfortably. There's a lot of finances here for you, a lot of abundance. But again, I feel like part of why you're leveling up is certain energies that you've left behind. And some of these frequencies with the Devil could have been within your own mindset, right? Like in terms of you had mental limits in regards to what you believed you could attract, or, you know, what you'd experienced in the past. Perhaps you had certain ideas around what was possible for you. And it's like now you are seeing more clearly that there's greener pastures, I want to say, or a bigger horizon for you. For some of you, this could be something brand new that comes in that opens the door to far more success and abundance and fulfillment than you even considered possible. But it may not look that way, I'm hearing, when this opportunity or offer first comes in, or if you get this first download. So Spirit is saying, make sure you don't discount this message, or make sure you don't discount that intuitive nudge. Again, I keep hearing some of you may have gone through a period of like introspection or spiritual growth. You may be coming out of hermit mode. So you're leveling up by being more active in the world, especially in terms of your career and financial pursuits. But I just see you feeling more optimistic. Perhaps there's more potential or possibilities for you. I'm hearing like the world is your oyster. So there is this energy or feeling within you that you can accomplish great things, or that you, perhaps for some of you, that you're more accomplished than you realize, right? In terms of your skills, your talents, your abilities, your ideas. I feel as though you're going to come into a point where you're feeling very confident. And some of you, this is at the tail end of wrapping up a lot of karmic energy with the Devil and the Two of Wands. Yeah, with the Magician, it's like you're starting a brand new phase. For some of you, how you're leveling up is you're starting brand new or you're starting fresh, especially in your career sector, but in general. Some of you may be kind of starting a new life, or there's a lot of changes that will be coming in for you in regards to your life and your path. With this eagle as well, I'm hearing eagle eye view. I feel like spirit is really encouraging you to have patience as you level up, because this is a level up that's going to affect you for, I just heard the rest of your life, but for, you know, the generations to come, or for some of you, this could be generational wealth, that you're setting something up, you're embarking on a path that leads to creating a legacy. And it's like you've got to make sure that your foundation is really steady. And I feel like that's what you've been doing internally, making sure like your mindset, your beliefs, these things were in alignment and you were in sync with that, so that these things could come in for you. Okay, your first oracle, you have peace beyond survival. Again, master number 11. So funny, 1111. Peacemaker through inner peace, resolving ancient splits. Yeah, and with peace beyond survival, if you felt like you've been struggling, or there's been this energy of, oh, I just need to survive, I just need to try to get ahead or make things work, if things have felt kind of challenging, I feel like you're coming out of that phase. For some of you, you're coming out of a lack of finances. With the devil, part of what you have overcome or are overcoming are limits around your abundance and your wealth, right? Mental blocks, especially any subconscious beliefs you have around wealth and finances and what type of life or lifestyle you can lead. I feel like you're changing your mindset or your view of these possibilities. I also see you having a lot more peace of mind. It's like you've conquered the devil within, which is obviously not literally, but the shadow self, right? Darker energies or negative emotions and beliefs. And it's like now there's the peace after the storm. It's like you've done a lot of the heavy lifting internally already, and it's setting you up on this really beautiful trajectory. But it's like Spirit's making me feel like you've gone from being the lamb to the lion. So you may be in an energy where you're, I want to say, a lot more fierce, determined. You may be embodying more of that divine masculine energy, irrespective of gender, where you're very clear in terms of who you are. I just see you being very assertive, right? And you're not messing about yourself, your life, your boundaries, and what you want in this world. You have arise, know and flow as the love you are, bliss. Yeah. I feel like spirit has been leading you along this path the entire time. You may have a lot of synchronicities with this 1111. There may be a lot of omens or signs that you receive from spirit, but I feel like you've kind of, for some of you, you've always known this path was destined for you, or it's like now the material world is moving in a way that validates your inner world and the inner work that you've done. It's starting to show up or be reflected in the physical. And you have here balance, cracking open, deep healing, balancing karma. See, I feel like you've healed a lot of karmic challenges with the devil and this deep healing, balancing karma. There's a sense that you've come out of a karmic cycle, or there's a blank slate for you. You're creating anew. It's like the things that used to perturb you or upset you or throw you off balance previously, I don't feel like that's affecting you anymore. There's a sense that I want to say nothing gets under your skin, or things cannot get under your skin and rattle you in the way they once did, right? And again, I keep getting this lion not being being unwilling to back down. Standing in your power, sharing your voice, standing in your autonomy. Some of you are not afraid to speak up, be seen, be heard. If there was at any point, if there was a tendency to dim your light or make other people feel more comfortable, I feel like you're showing up in a way that's really authentic. So you're leveling up in terms of your communication skills, what you're willing to reveal about who you are. Yeah, with the Four of Swords, we have sink into silence, reflection, tranquility. I feel like you've been in that phase for some time. There was a period where you did have to do a lot of this inner work, or perhaps you were doing a lot of meditation. There was a need for rest and recalibration, but I feel like you've really found your stride, or you're about to. Right? You're really coming into alignment with who you really are, and also your truest talents and abilities. It's like there's something about this opportunity in regards to career and finances that perfectly matches who you are, what you value, and what you want to create in the world. You have Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension, you are rising up. So again, you've transcended one version of yourself or certain challenges that I feel may have led to certain struggles, as especially when I say struggles, maybe insecurities, because I'm getting this energy of doubting self or even having some barriers around confidence. And now I feel like you're in a very confident energy. You know who you are and no one can shake you. I just said no one can intimidate you. Again, it's like you've emerged from this cocoon phase or hermit phase as that lion, right? With maybe your energy is a little more fierce, or people are feeling an intensity to you, right? Because even if you look at this electricity, it's like you're generating this effect. Yeah, and the central sun. Abundance, downloads, regeneration, success. So we have transcendence and regeneration. So again, how are you leveling up? You've been through a huge glow up and transformation, spiritually and energetically, and now it's about to spill over or show and be reflected in the physical and financial spheres. And again, those who have known you for a long time, they may feel like you're a completely different person, that they don't recognize you because your energetic signature is like night and day. It's like you have nothing in common potentially with who you once were. And with that central sun, you're not afraid to shine bright. So anything that you absorbed in the past around who you are, what's possible for you, how you should fit in or what you should be doing, it's like it's all going out the window and you're just focusing on who you want to be, what matters to you, and the visions you want to bring into this world. And I just feel like no one and nothing, like no limiting beliefs or fears will hold you back from this path. I think you may not realize with this opportunity, whether this be like a job opportunity, business, an idea, just how much success and abundance will be generated from it. Have here delight. Yeah, I feel like as well, joy is returning, or you're going to have more time for, joy, fun, pleasure, taking care of self. Like, I just feel like things have really balanced out in your life, or they will be. It's like all areas of your life will feel in flow, whether it be in regards to, for example, career and finances, or just in general with, like your time between work and rest. There's something here is about you hitting your stride when it comes to navigating your schedule or dedicating your energy in certain directions. You also have miracles or King of Pentacles. Yeah. The turnaround in your finances, especially those of you who resonate with the message around you may have overcome some karmic limitations around your finances, around attracting wealth, it's going to feel like a miracle how much your finances improve or how much your financial status changes, right? And again, I don't feel like it may not necessarily be an overnight success because we have the Ace of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. But again, it's something that starts small and may really blow up or lead to generational wealth beyond what you expected was possible. Okay, we have a door to the infinite. At my heart center, there is a door that leads to the infinite. Today, I visit my heart center and open that door. As I enter, I experience a deep sense of serenity and I understand that I'm eternal, that I'm indestructible. From here, I can see beyond my life's challenges to the higher levels of my existence. I know now that my inner light is infinite. Yeah, I feel like this energy of you, again, you're reclaiming your light, your soul, your essence, your energy. And it's like nothing can dim that shine. And that's part of what's leading to huge amounts of success and upgrades, even miraculous changes in your financial status. God sustains me. As I turn each day over to God, my worries ease and my resistance softens. In the arms of God's love, I find inner peace even in challenging times. Today, my faith provides me with great strength. I welcome all that comes my way, knowing that the love of God sustains me. Yeah, you've attracted an abundance mindset, right? You live from this place that all, money, resources, abundance come from source, come from God. And it's like you being in that energy, it's like you're magnetic to, new opportunities or increasing your financial flow. And again, you're going to really be seeing that it comes from the inside out. Some of you could have been working with, when you're in this kind of hermit phase or growing spiritually, you could have been working with subliminals or affirmations or different things that helped you really expand your mindset and consciousness in regards to what you believe is possible. So I feel like you're going, again, you're reaping the fruits of your labor. It may have been invisible for a period, but it's like now you are clearly seeing what you have cultivated based on, your own journey, based on what's the changes that will be occurring in the material. Because again, I feel like you're coming into this phase, but for some of you, this offer or idea or new endeavor may not have fully arrived, or it's about to arrive. That's the energy I'm getting for some of you. But it's like this mindset and this spiritual work that you've done internally has opened the door for this. Okay, so that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day. I go to, so how are you leveling up? You were drawn to this card with Soul Child. For some of you, you're leveling up by either finding your soul family, or for some of you, it could be even starting a family. But that won't resonate with all, but there's something around finding family, finding home. And again, these could even be people or soulmates that feel like home to you. There's something around like finding your home, finding your center, or finding the people that kind of bring you back to self, right? Who resonate with you at a core level. With Soul Child as well, I feel like you have 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 9 of Swords. For me, this is a lot of mental rumination or feeling as though it's like you're coming home to yourself is what I want to say, having overcome a lot of challenges. But some of these challenges honestly could have been internal, right? Like healing from, you could be healing your inner child. You could be healing from childhood or from a family dynamic that wasn't, that wasn't loving in the traditional sense of a family or home. So you may be cultivating a sense of home or family independently, right? Or creating a very different dynamic in your home than what you experienced growing up. And I just feel in general, it's like you're entering a new phase or a new cycle. Because with Soul Child as well, I keep getting this energy of giving birth, but it's almost like giving birth to a new life or a new self, or at least a new phase. I just feel like you're on the precipice, or you have met the right types of people with the Emperor of the World and the 10 of Cups. This is the energy of, meeting that soulmate that is really beautifully aligned with you, or meeting, soulmates in the sense of friendship, where it's like lifelong friendships or friendships where there's a lot of depth and stability within them. I just feel it's like your experience now in the world, especially when it comes to connection, is not going to be anything like what you've experienced previously. You've closed the door completely by healing yourself internally and healing your inner child. Yeah, and with the 9 of Swords and the Hangman, you may have taken some time to kind of, I just heard sit it out. I'm seeing someone that's meant to go on like a baseball field or something, but they're, sitting out that turn, or there's something around like being on the bench, right? Where you may have had to really reflect, observe, gain some sort of clarity or awareness before jumping back in, right? There had to be some epiphanies or realizations. For some of you, how you're leveling up is you've really healed from or recognized some of the energies or thoughts you've had about yourself and how they link to earlier family dynamics or experiences you've had in previous connections. And it's like you've unraveled that pattern, and your consciousness now is open to and ready for healthy love or healthy connections and experience of family. I also notice you have 555. So again, there's a lot of change for you. And this may not have fully materialized yet, but how you're leveling up is things are going to feel very different for you. Or things are going to feel like, oh, it's like night and day. My experience of life, of myself, of connection is nothing like how I once felt. I feel like you're having a lot of epiphanies about who you are as well, especially if in the past you resonate with people. Do you know when we have toxic connections or even, family dynamics where they can be a little toxic and they tend to project onto you? and you end up playing a role in that family or in that friendship circle that isn't really you, but it kind of fits the narrative that group wants for you. There's something here where you've been able to untangle yourself mentally from who people projected onto you or who they wanted you to be. And it's like you're finding your truest self. Again, I keep hearing you've come home to yourself. And because you've come home to yourself, you're finding the people, the home, the places that feel like home. It's like your life is reflecting that grounded energy. And I feel like as well, it's like spirit is giving you, you're moving into more harmony as well, right? When I think of coming home to yourself, I also think it's like an energy of you kind of bringing in more peace or fostering peace. Maybe you've had to let go or set really solid boundaries with a lot of people or your past completely. For some of you, maybe you've let go of the past completely, disconnected and started and begun anew, right? Where you're not taking any of this energy with you. With the Hangman as well, if you had to walk this path alone or there's been a lot of solitude, I feel like you're coming out of that. It's like you may be ready to connect, or there may be people that really want to connect with you or express themselves to you. And I just heard it's the right people. And for some of you, it could be a little apprehensive because I'm thinking of someone that, say, grew up in a family dynamic that wasn't the healthiest or had, for example, unhealthy experience. When I say unhealthy, negative experiences at school, say, with a friendship group. And then because of those earlier experiences, when they start dating or they start connecting with others, in their earlier years, they tend to attract more of the same, right? Like growing up with a narcissistic parent, and then when you go out to date, you keep dating narcissists. It's like that type of dynamic. There's some sort of pattern that's been broken. But you may be afraid because it's like everyone I've tried to connect with, or almost everyone I've tried to connect with or love, hasn't treated me very well, or I've had a negative experience with. So it could make you a little apprehensive when this connection or these connections start to come in. But it's like spirit is reassuring you that it's healthy. And again, as I say that, use your discernment. Definitely, this isn't past energy. These are definitely new or newer connections. Because I feel for some of you, I don't know if you've gone no contact with some people, or there's just a lot of energies and people that you've left behind so that you could heal. I see you've chosen yourself, whatever that looks like for you. And it's like by choosing yourself, now you're attracting people that choose you, and your life is reflecting your self-love. You have cosmic heart source. Source of all, true home, just be, heart connection. Again, it's like you came home to your own heart, right? With true home, our home is internal, right? It's our connection with source, with divine. And it's like you've come home to that aspect of yourself, or maybe you found a lot of comfort and peace in your connection with source. And it's like now your physical world is transforming to match that. But I feel like your heart is still open. Even despite difficulties you may have had or painful experiences, I'm not getting the energy that your heart ever closed. I feel like you are very kind-hearted or pure-hearted, and others' negativity was never able to fully disconnect or sever the connection you had internally. But it's almost like now Spirit is saying there's people coming in, or a specific connection for some of you, like a home environment that can keep your heart safe or can match that energy. You have ships of light. We have beam up your vibration, open to star family. And again, you have true home, you have star family, you have soul child, you have this depiction here with the 10 of cups. I keep getting these themes for you about coming home, either whether this be like having your own family, we have a puppy here, we have a child. It's like there's something around finding that sense of home or belonging, especially in connections. And it could literally be, you could be leveling up by buying a home, right? Or starting a home with someone you love or care about, or finding your community and coming home to your community. But I feel like you've had to do a lot of inner work to raise your vibration, to release the energetic patterns of the past and the types of people that you kept attracting. And you have my body as a safe space, transmuting, breaking down barriers, realizations with the 9 of Swords. Yeah, it's like actually feeling safe, feeling as though you can be vulnerable, feeling as though people have your back. right? Especially if you've dealt with a lot of betrayal or this, again, I keep getting this theme of childhood wounds. So for some of you, it may have started in the family home, or there was some sort of dynamic there that needed healing. But it's like now you feel safe within and you're able to attract into your world those who reflect this shift for you. Expansion, galactivations, initiation, ancient Egypt. Yeah. So with this energy as well, I feel like you've gone through a lot of changes, a lot of expansion, inner development. And I just keep hearing you're ready. You're ready for a new phase. You're ready for connection. Especially with that hangman, if you've had to go through a lot of this process alone, I feel like this is like your karmic justice or divine justice. The divine is bringing in or sending in those people that can really match your energy, people that love you unconditionally and can show up for you in the ways that you show up for other people. You have here Sword of Light, divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy with judgment. But yeah, again, with this gives me Archangel Michael vibes, but with this card, I'm getting, again, some of you have gone no contact or you had to, and again, this could be energetically you've cut cords, but for others of you, I feel like you may have literally cut communication with certain people or energies that didn't serve you. And that was the divine helping you get to this next phase or this next level. And I also think it was helping to protect you. Again, I keep hearing you chose yourself, and you may, for some of you, you may have chosen your spiritual path, or you've really been leaning on your connection with God, with Source, with the divine to help you through this process. Okay, we have Order of Melchizedek, Embraced by Light, Mission Uncovered, Don't Give Up with the Emperor. Yeah, I feel like as well, how are you leveling up? I feel like you're very resilient, right? Your resilience is what has got you to the next phase. And Spirit is saying, or the divine is making me feel as though many people would not have been able to take this journey. Because I'm feeling for some of you, you may have had no support. Like it was just you and God. That's how I feel. And again, I mean, if you have the support of the divine and your true nature, technically you have all the support you'd ever need. But there's a sense of your connections could have been very challenging, right? And that can still, even if we have a close spiritual connection, that can be very painful, not having the love and support in the physical world in terms of, you know, people, friends, family. But I just feel I'm hearing you're so close. For those of you where this hasn't come in yet, or you haven't found home or met, I mean, you found home within yourself, but you haven't, you know, met those connections that are truly aligned. I'm hearing it's coming, and don't give up or lose faith. You have embracing with the world. I feel like you've had to embrace the darker aspects of humanity, both your own nature, meaning your shadow self, but maybe even the darkness in others. Maybe for some of you, you've seen aspects of life that, again, were somewhat troubling, or there was a lot of darkness you had to endure at a young age, right? Or a lot of darkness you've had to overcome from a young age. And it's like now you see very clearly. I just heard as well, no one can pull the wool over your eyes because of the amount of inner work you've done. And because you're just very, I'm hearing, well seasoned in terms of your life experience. You're someone that may have had more life experience in 20 years than someone may experience in their entire lifetime, right? In this incarnation, I feel like, and again, some of you have had a lot of the challenges starting very young. But yeah, with embracing, I'm also hearing you're finding the people with the world that embrace everything about you. The things that maybe other people projected onto you or found difficult to deal with, it's like this is a person that loves all of those facets. You have new beginnings with 10 of Cups. Yeah, so it's going to feel like a brand new beginning. For some of you, this is like a new home, a new connection, or establishing something, a new community. Definite emphasis on home and relationship sector. But I feel like it's not going to feel like anything you've experienced before. And that's why there could be a little trepidation when you first kind of move towards whether this is like a new connection or move towards this new phase. Part of you may not be sure if you can trust it. You have the eyes of the heart. Today I perceive the real beauty of every person I meet. With the eyes of my heart, I see behind the personality and focus on the energy of love that dwells beneath the surface. I am filled with wonder at the presence of God in every one of us. The eyes of the heart allow me to see the divine shining everywhere. I feel like you were someone that looked at others through the eyes of love and maybe even saw their potential, like who they are at a soul level. But at times that may have blinded you to, like, I'm getting earth angel energy. It may have blinded you to who they are choosing to be in this physical world, right? Whereas now I feel like you've got very strong boundaries and you're very discerning. You're, yeah, like with openness, you know how to be open and share your heart with the right people, but you're not open to everyone in the sense of, you know, when we're overly loving or compassionate, there can be people that kind of take advantage of that. And I feel like if, for example, you resonate with being an empath and you used to attract narcissists, it's like now your boundaries are so strong, or you can spot the signs so readily, you would just move away. Okay, openness. I know that when one door closes, another opens. Today, I trust the universe, I trust myself, and I trust life. No matter what has gone before, I have faith that something better is on its way. My willingness to release the past prepares me to accept the many new opportunities God opens before me. Again, I just heard God is, this is your gift from God, right? In terms of your spiritual path, your personal growth. And they're saying you've left the past behind and these new opportunities on the horizon, and this new phase you're in looks nothing like what you've experienced previously, but you need to have faith and trust in spirit and in the divine as you step into these new, I want to say, doorways or opportunities, this new phase of your life. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 3. So for this group, I feel like there's been, with this Ascension card, there's been a lot of spiritual growth, and you've really leveled up in terms of, I want to say, your self-awareness, your connection with spirit. For some of you, even your spiritual gifts, spiritual/creative gifts. I feel for this group, you could be self-employed or you could be becoming self-employed, but there's something here where your spiritual path is helping you level up, and I feel like, or your ascension is helping you level up, and it could be because through this ascension, you've, you know, upgraded your gifts or your abilities, and you're making money or you're creating abundance from this, right? That's what I see in this energy. I also feel like you've had to, I just said, burn away a lot of energies from the past, right? Where you've, you know, let go of a lot of karmic energies, you're understanding yourself and others clearly, you know what's for you and what's not, right? It's like you're ready. I feel like for this group, you've almost become your higher self and you're ready to go out into the world as your higher self. Even if this is in terms of, again, I think it's linked to your career success, or a certain creative gift you have. But for many of you, I feel like there could be a spiritual element to what you're creating, or there could be something spiritual about what you're doing. But it's like you had to, with Five of Pentacles and Ten of Swords, you had to close out or let go of the past completely to be able to move into this phase. Yeah, and with the Chariot and the Fool, and I keep hearing that song, nobody's going to break my stride, nobody's going to slow me down, I've got to keep on moving. So there's this energy of forward momentum, things that could have tripped you up in the past. It doesn't throw you off anymore, or it doesn't have an effect on you anymore. Like you could have had limiting beliefs, or for some of you, you could have even been, I'm getting someone that, you know, is in the spiritual closet or is afraid of coming out with, you know, for example, you may be a medium, but you're afraid to start that business, or you're afraid to declare yourself as psychic because of, for example, the response of whether it be family members, society, just people in general. There's something here where if you had any fears prohibiting you from moving ahead or really expressing yourself, I feel like you've navigated them and you've worked through them so that now you can show up as, you know, your fullest version of self or your truest self, and you're not afraid to kind of shine or share that energy in the world. You're no longer censoring yourself, especially your spirituality, right? And it's like, for some of you, you may resonate with being really ahead of your time or very advanced spiritually. So in the past, you've been very misunderstood. People can't put their finger on your energy. You've got black cat energy. That's what it reminds me, like something mystical. Some of you could literally have beautiful, dark or exotic features, but you don't have to. There's just something about your energy that's magnetic, or people have trouble pinpointing who you are and how I just heard how you got to be this way. So maybe people feel from your energy that you've lived through a lot or you've seen a lot, like very old soul, ancient soul vibes, and they can pick up on this in your energy field. But you may be someone as well who's, I'm seeing someone like Now they're showing me like a witch, someone in the, 17th or 18th century. I'm seeing someone who's like a witch, or they have a lot of spiritual abilities. You may have had many lifetimes. Again, you may have been persecuted, or there was an element of you being like excluded from society or on the fringes of society because of your spiritual gifts or abilities. I keep getting this, and that this could have been a fear or an energy that you've had to work through in this lifetime to be able to fully step into your purpose. What I'm getting for this group is your purpose is very much linked to spirituality, right? Like there's something around spirituality, spiritual ascension that is fundamental or instrumental to what you're doing. And it could be as well like you've known what it's like to feel the sting of rejection or being misunderstood, that you could have dealt with this by retreating into self, right? Or not sharing, perhaps not openly sharing again your spiritual gifts or your knowledge or wisdom. But there's something now where it's like you're stepping into it with Knight of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. You're not holding yourself back. Whether this is putting yourself out there, you're starting the business, or you're expanding your social media and what you're doing. I feel like now, I think you work through a lot of fear with the Five of Pentacles and Ten of Swords, or you've worked through, for some of you, you may have felt excluded or alone at certain periods, but it's like now you love that solitude, or now you feel very comfortable, even if people don't understand you, or, people don't resonate. It's like it doesn't shake you. With Five of Pentacles and Ten of Swords, it makes me think of someone, how do you overcome the fear of rejection? By being rejected. Someone that's been rejected many times, chances are they're not really afraid of it because they've lived through it so many times, right? It's like when someone has a particular job that others would find quite frightening, when they do it day in and day out, that fear kind of wears off. That's what I'm getting for you. It's like you've been exposed to certain triggers or wounds that do stem from past lives, I feel, for a lot of you. And it's like now you've resolved that core wound, and it can no longer slow you down when it comes to your life purpose and your mission, right? It's like you're ready to shine, or you're just standing in the truth of who you are, especially spiritually, but just in general. So you have here for your oracle, expression. Authentic expression, words are powerful, truth. Some of you have a really important message that you're here to communicate with others and with the collective, right? It's like you may have a book to write. You may be someone that heals others or shares divine messages, is a channel that helps people heal. There's something around you speaking up, sharing your authenticity, and not allowing, other people's doubts or their fears to pull you down with it, right? Like it's like you're standing true in your truth and in your autonomy. And I also feel with this expression, some of you may just have a beautiful voice, but in the past, maybe you didn't speak up, or you didn't share your voice, share your knowledge, write that book. There's something here around allowing the words to flow, or allowing the wisdom and the truth of who you are to be let out, right? To be revealed. Because you also had divine blueprint. Source self-embodiment, inspiration, you are ready. So again, you're showing up as your higher self, and that's what's so important when it comes to your life's purpose, your life's mission. I also think there's abundance to be made from this, because with that Queen of Pentacles, it's like you go from the Five of Pentacles and you end on the Queen of Pentacles. So if you felt in the past you've had trouble keeping your finances steady, or there's been some kind of ebbs and flows, or, it's like when you tried to, it's making me think of someone whose divine purpose is to be some sort of spiritual healer or leader, but then they try to take like regular jobs and they find it really hard to be in those environments, or maybe they get underpaid, and then eventually they're like, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to do what I feel called to, and they make a lot of abundance that way, but it's going to feel effortless because you're doing what you love. It's that energy of you never have to work a day in your life if you're doing something you love. That's what I feel. But there could have been some duality between when you first start working versus when you hit your stride with your soul's mission, because you had to grow into this energy and you had to release fears that would hold you back from living this dream. You have Sword of Truth. Freedom, Warrior of Light, stop holding yourself back with Two of Swords. Yeah, it could have shown up as indecision, but I feel like for a lot of you, you're so awake and aware. You knew what you were here to do, but you may have felt like, oh, maybe I can't do this, or maybe I'm not ready. Like there could have been an element of procrastination that was stemming from this fear or this wound that you've let go of. And again, sort of truth expression, there's this thing of you are a truth teller, right? Or there's a truth that you are here to deliver to the world, to the collective. That's very important. But at times people may find your energy very intense, or you know how some people where they may not be living authentically, they don't like truth tellers, right? Because it cuts through the facade, it cuts through all the illusions that they've held to for their entire life. And that's what I'm getting with you. There's something about your voice and your words pierce through the soul. It's like people can't evade the effect of your energy and your words. And it's like now, even if it's intimidating, even if it's intense, even if people don't want to hear it, it's like you're not silencing yourself. You're not catering to other people's comfort at the expense of yourself. You're not self-sacrificing in any way, and you're stepping into your full power and autonomy. Yeah, look, psychic gifts, wise sage awareness, call to action. Again, many of you are spiritual healers, spiritual writers, speakers, channels, psychics. I feel like I just heard former witches. Like you may have a lot of interest or a lot of knowledge stemming from many incarnations around spirituality and metaphysics and healing. Yeah, and it may be difficult. You may be someone that finds it really difficult to focus on the mundane or material world because you're so much in the higher realms that to you it's like meaningless or boring, or you just don't care. That's what I'm getting. Like you may kind of, you know, prefer to focus on spiritual growth or healing or transformation. And it's like some of these other, you know, focus, or when your focus is drawn to the material, it can feel a little, I just heard the phrase mind numbing, but it's like you will be learning how to balance the material realm and finances primarily through spirituality, right? Because it's like finances are going to flow to you because of all the growth you've done and all the wisdom and knowledge you have spiritually. Have Akashic records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom. You have freedom twice here. So yeah, you set yourself free, I'm hearing, from a pattern or wound from past lives. And I feel like it was potentially linked to persecution or hiding your knowledge or spiritual gifts because you thought it would impede your freedom. Or in previous incarnations, it has affected your level of freedom, right? Some of you can read the Akashic records because with psychic gifts, and Akashic records, I feel for a lot of you, you're really gifted, like mediums, psychics, channels. You may be gifted when it comes to like past life regression or reading people's past lives. Yeah, but it's like you've cleared the wounds or any karmic. It's like you're in this very light energy with the Fool, right? Where it's like you've cleared karma or energies from other lifetimes that you were struggling with. And now it's like your energy is clear and cleansed. And I feel like that's helping you write a brand new story and not fall into the pitfalls that you may have experienced in other incarnations. You also have Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. Yeah, so some of you could resonate with being a starseed as well with this Pleiadian energy, but often with Pleiadian energy, there's a lot of creativity, right? I think you're very gifted when it comes to expressing yourself or even expressing yourself creatively. You also have here inner peace. Yeah, I feel like you made peace with the past, both in this lifetime and other lifetimes, right? There could have been a level of forgiveness. I just saw 1212 on the timer, so you may see that number. But there's just a sense that you've reached a point of finding peace, accepting, you know, what has or hasn't happened in the past and letting go of it. And again, I keep hearing this lifetime and others. For some of you, you're either on your final incarnation or your soul is winding down, right? This is like one of the last, or it's like you're not, how would I say, like there's a level of freedom after this. It's like you live your mission. I feel like this is a life where you really step into your mission, are fully, you know, ascended, living as your highest self. And it's like there's no more debris from this lifetime or others to heal or cleanse or clear up. because you've elevated. So there's something here, again, this could be a final incarnation where things are wrapping up, or again, like this is one of the final. And there's something about sharing your wisdom before you move on, right? Or sharing some of your gifts or abilities before you move to, you know, the next phase of your soul's journey. We have success. Yeah, it's like time for your success. But I heard you couldn't have the success without inner peace and releasing some of these energies. But again, we get this Black Panther. That's the energy you have, right? And again, some of you could be exotic or have dark features, but it doesn't have to be. You just have a really magnetic, right? Intense energy. And even those who don't resonate as being spiritual, they can still feel that frequency from you. You have never alone. My bond with God and the angels is a flame that illuminates my heart regardless of the darkness around me. This bond is a foundation of my inner strength. It allows me to go on having faith that all things will fall into divine order for my greatest benefit. I ask the universe for guidance, knowing I will always receive its help and protection. Today the sun will rise and shine for me. I'm never alone. But see, with like this inner strength and the darkness, it's like you've mastered the shadow self. You have one foot in the darkness and one foot in the light, and you've become whole and complete, and you can balance both, right? You can navigate both realms. Awareness. I open my consciousness to my true self. I understand that I'm here to grow, to free myself from conflict, and to discover who I really am. Today I release illusion and the limitations of the material world in order to elevate my being towards the eternal light. I grow stronger and stronger as I explore the wonderful being that I am. Yeah, your strength has really leveled up as well. We have strength mentioned twice here. You have a very strong presence, a very strong energy, and you may be very determined and strong in regards to your pursuits or what you value. But it's like with letting go of the limitations of the material world, you may be someone that always sees possibility. And for you, like you don't allow material things or circumstance to slow you down in regards to what is possible for you. So this is all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 4. So how are you leveling up? I just heard trial by fire. I feel like you've come out of the fire, right? You've come out of maybe a lot of intensity, a lot of difficulty, maybe a lot of karmic challenges as well. And it's like things are coming into alignment for you. I'm also hearing that song by Garth Brooks. It's called Standing Outside the Fire, right? And it's like, life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. And it's ultimately about someone following their heart, right? Or taking the road less traveled, taking a risk. Spirit may be asking you as well, in terms of your level up, to take a risk on something you feel very passionate about. With the Queen of Wands, Seven of Cups, and Ten of Pentacles, because it's going to lead to a lot of success or the fulfillment of your dreams. But I feel like to get to the fulfillment of your dreams, there's been a lot of challenges with the Tower, the Death, the Hermit. You may have gone through so many rebirths, so many transformations back to back. And it's like now you can see the other side, or you're about to see the other side of what you've gone through, what you've been working on. And it's like now it's your time is what I'm hearing. With the Hermit and the Moon, I feel like you're also coming out of the darkness. With that initiation by fire, I'm getting really strong energy of transmutation, right? Transmuting difficult emotions from the past or certain challenges that you've experienced in the past. And with that Rhodochrosite crystal you were drawn to, it also gives the energy of healing, you know, deep-seated wounds or painful experiences. For some of you, healing from your childhood or healing your inner child, I'm getting as well. Because for some of you, you may have had a dream or desire from a very young age, or there's something that you have this burning passion to create or do. And I feel like that's what's leveling you up, is you're going full throttle at what you really adore and what you're passionate about. And it's going to lead to so much abundance, but maybe even more opportunities. It's like someone that, you know, writes one book and it becomes a bestseller, and then they sell, you know, they write another 5 books. There's something here around you starting one thing, but then it leads to multiple streams of income, or you do not foresee the level of success this one endeavor is going to bring or create, and then you end up far more abundant and wealthy than you ever thought was possible. Yeah, but you're doing it out of love, is what I'm hearing. For this group as well, you're leveling up in terms of your passion with that Queen of Wands. It's like if that fire was dimmed or it ever went out, I feel like it's coming back full force. And again, you're doing and creating it from the heart space, from love. And it's like that infuses a really beautiful vibration and energy into what you're doing and creating because you're in this higher vibration. Yeah, with Page of Swords and the Hermit here as well. I'm hearing as well, trust the nudges you're receiving. For this group, I feel you're very in sync with the divine and you've always known what your purpose was, maybe even from a young age, or there was some sort of dream you had again as a child that you're leveling up by bringing it into form, or it's expanding, right? It's really bearing fruit in the physical world. And it's like Spirit is telling you to not give up, to keep working toward it, and to allow yourself to, I just heard, allow yourself to fly, to reach new heights. I feel like you're someone that's going to have a really powerful success story. It makes me think of like Jim Carrey, or someone that's gone through a lot of difficulties, but they never gave up on themselves or their dreams. And then there's all these people that, you know, are inspired by their journey and what they had to endure to get there. Like, you may have a really powerful backstory, essentially, or this is like the energy of rags to riches, overcoming some very serious hurdles or challenges to get here. And with the Tower and Death, I keep hearing you've lived through so many endings or so many things falling apart. Yeah, but not anymore. I feel like you're at a point now where it's like like Cinderella's story, right? Where it could have felt as though a lot of things are working against you. I'm getting like a Saturnian energy where Saturn could have really been emphasizing your chart, or you needed a tremendous amount of discipline and patience to overcome these challenges. You also have double Scorpio here, you have Virgo, and we have Pisces, as well as very strong fire. But just in general, I feel like it's taken an awful lot to get you to the place you're at now. And Spirit's saying, don't give up, keep going. You're on the right path. And again, I feel like you've always envisioned this for yourself, but at times it could have felt as though it was never going to happen, or there were so many challenges and difficulties working against you that you weren't sure, like you couldn't see, you know, the forest for the trees. There's something here around not, at times it's like you've had to walk on blind faith. Can you see how this person's eyes are closed? Right? They're open, they're following the flames, the heat, the passion, the fire, but they don't really see where it's going to lead or where they're going. Even with the Hermit and the Moon, you can see it's very dark. It's hard to take steps ahead, but I feel like you've continued and persevered even when you weren't aware or you didn't know how to get there or how to attain something. And I feel like now you're reaching the other side. For some of you, this is almost like, you know, trudging through darkness, and now you've reached the light, or the sun is rising, yeah? And there's new possibilities for you. Your first oracle is Star Children. No veils, psychic different, cosmic inspiration, and light. I feel like, you know, the desires you have internally come from God, come from Spirit, and that's why you're so committed and dedicated to the divine. And some of you have really been led intuitively. You may have resonated as well as being psychic as a child, or seeing flashes or potentials of your future as a child, like knowing what you would go on to do or what you would create. I just see you having a lot of clarity and knowing in terms of the direction you move in, or the direction you want to move in. We have here Dolphin Baby. Again, really strong energy of inner child. That's why I keep saying, for some of you, you may be very in touch with your inner child, or you're creating this dream from your inner child, and this was a dream you had in childhood. But we have Lemurian origin, flow, timeless, adaptable, free, take your time. I feel like this journey has taken a lot of time. Like, for example, from childhood to when this really comes into full effect or fruition could have taken obviously decades. But with Seven of Cups and 10 of Pentacles, it's like you kept going, you kept persevering. And I feel like your story or your journey is going to be very inspiring to other people. Yeah, it's funny, you have Lemurian origin and you have Lemuria again with Golden Age wisdom, DNA activation, priestess awakening. You may have a connection to sea creatures, specifically dolphins, but just in general, very psychic. You have two cards of psychic ability. I feel like you're very in touch with the divine, and spirit is confirming how you're leveling up as well as you're going to continue to get really clear downloads in regards to your purpose, why you're here, your intuition. And this is what's helping to navigate or guide you in the physical world. But I feel like your psychic abilities are increasing, and you have go with the flow, divine mother, Shekinah flow, detach. Yeah, it's funny, you have flow twice. I keep hearing as well, you're on the right path, keep walking and don't give up. There could be a tendency right now, some of you may be feeling a little bit tired, or you have legitimately lived through so much and experienced so much. There could be a sense of being weary, right? And I'm hearing, do not give up. Keep following that inner voice, keep following your passion. You have Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. So again, you may resonate as well as being a staff seed or just being very otherworldly. You're very tapped in to the higher realms, the spiritual realms. But with future thinking, I'm hearing you've always been able to see your future, or you've always had downloads or insights around what you're meant to do, who you're going to become. But with this card sitting on the moon, you may not have seen the physical materialization of that. And there could be a crisis of faith almost, or an element of, can I trust this? Am I on the right path? Not knowing how things are going to flow out, or how they're going to come into fruition, what the bigger picture will look like in the material realm. Like you literally have star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home, soul family. So again, you could resonate with being a star seed, especially Arcturus energy, but just in general, I feel like at times you may feel as well that you don't really fit in this world, or you feel otherworldly, or like I'm getting like homesick for the stars, where someone, misses their spiritual origin, or they miss the souls, they were used to incarnating with. There's something here where at times you may feel a little bit, I just had nostalgic, but for another realm, another world. It's not for Earth. With stars aligned, things are aligning, but I feel like it's happening behind the scenes, or it hasn't yet overflown into the physical. But I keep hearing, keep that passion alive, keep the faith, and keep taking steps ahead. Yeah, you have taken risks. For some of you, you're leveling up by taking that risk, betting on yourself, or starting this, taking act. There's some sort of action that Spirit is encouraging you to take. And again, with this future thinking, eagle eye view, it's like you can see the big picture of where you're going and what this can create and manifest. And I'm hearing trust your vision, but it's like there's still some steps that you will be taking in the physical world before this materializes. And this is, I'm hearing that phrase, it's always darkest before the dawn. There's an energy of you maybe feeling a little bit tired, or like, oh, I've been at this for some time, or I've been, working on myself, creating, building, but I'm not sure if it's coming in, or I'm not sure if I'm on the right path. And Spirit is saying, wait to see what this manifests with the 10 of Pentacles and blessings. It could be also waiting on you to take action on something though, right? It's like you take a leap of faith, or you create something, build something, take action, and then all of these blessings and abundance floods in with the blessings and the 10 of Pentacles. So there could be something that you're really prompted to create or to bring into fruition. Yeah. But with taking risks and blessings, again, it's like, you know how a lot of people who have the most successful lives, they had to break from the norm, right? They created something that may have been a little bit scary initially. It wasn't the safe path, essentially. There's something here where you may have had to really bet on yourself, or bet on your dreams, your ideas, but it leads long term to so much abundance and bounty. And again, I'm hearing a legacy or a success story that lives on and inspires others. We have consciousness. Today I pay attention to every thought and feeling that I manifest. My outer world reflects my inner consciousness. I pour the light of my awareness on my most constructive thoughts so they will grow and produce the experiences I want. Mindful of what I create in this universe, I become an expression of divine light. Yeah, I feel like you're at a really potent time, an important time for manifestation of creation, right? Where your spirit is saying right now things are aligning behind the scenes. There's a lot going on energetically and spiritually, but again, there may be a little bit of a delay in terms of it showing up in the physical. So some of you may want to work with manifestation, work with affirmations, so that you're really aligning your energy with what you want to experience. I'm hearing don't give in to the voices of fear, especially when you are suffering from fatigue, right? Like take a break, refresh or recharge your energy, and then come back to it. You have remain in the light. Today I observe and I take time to Today I observe, I take time to think calmly and wisely, and I go forward with complete confidence, knowing I will succeed. No matter what happens today, I will remain in the light. I will maintain my faith and my equilibrium. In this way, I nurture my soul and become a strong and steady representative of the light. Yeah, and this is what they're saying, like keep moving forward. There's something around patience and being really calm and steady as you build this, because again, I feel like you're in it for the long haul, but there is this energy of legacy or generational success and wealth. This isn't like an overnight success, and that's why your success story or your backstory may be so inspiring, just because of what you've had to overcome, right? But there's something here around taking each step with confidence and faith, and not allowing, for example, what's happening in the material world, or this could be like naysayers or the voice of other people, their opinions, to sway you from what you know you're here to do or what feels aligned for you. And with complete confidence, I feel like you've been building your confidence, over the years, but sometimes it can be difficult to be confident when something hasn't materialized, right? That's the difficulty of manifestation, is I have to feel successful. I have to embody and act as if in this energy before it's materialized. And that's what I see you mastering, like your personal vibration in terms of your thoughts, your feelings, what you believe is possible for yourself before it can show up in the physical. And that's why Spirit is saying be really conscious or very aware of, your energy and your thoughts through this process, and just keep, taking one step at a time with this passion and faith and commitment. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day.